Hey everyone, welcome. Today is day 66 of my Evolving Out Loud journey. So yesterday was supposed to be day 66, but yesterday was a really big day for me emotionally. A lot of stuff going on in the backstory of my life, and I just really didn't have the energy to put myself out there, and so I didn't. Hi, Diana. And I ended up hanging out with friends, and by the time my energy got back up, hi, Brianne. By the time my energy got back up to where I was like, okay, I think I could probably pull something together and do my video and show up today, my battery was dead, and it was perfect. And so today, I'm kind of in that same place. I had all these plans of all this different stuff to do tonight, and I'm not feeling like I want to do any of it. I'm feeling like hibernating. I feel like pulling my energy way back in. And it's interesting because I found myself, hi April, and hi Julie. I found myself wanting to pull in, and I have all these things that I had planned and was thinking about doing today. And I decided I can't do it. I don't feel like being out. Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever go through those moments where you have plans with friends and everything is going great, and then you just it hits you that you're like, I just can't do it. I don't have it in me to be out. And so that's kind of where I'm at today. And so I also am kind of in that place too with making my video. I'm like, I don't have anything inspiring to say other than I feel like I'm a train wreck in some areas, which how is that possible? Because I'm doing so great. I am doing so great in so many areas. My business is doing amazing. I've got new clients coming in. My friendships are great. I have such amazing friends in my life. And I have, my kids are doing great. My relationship with my kids is wonderful. And so there's all these really great things that are going on in my life. And so somebody might say, well, shouldn't you just be happy? Focus on all the good things. And you should be really happy. And it's I am. And I'm also really nervous. So yesterday I had an opportunity come up that I need to make a decision on. I don't have to make a decision right now, but it's kind of this heavy thing that's weighing on my heart of I kind of have to decide. And yesterday I felt really clear, okay, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. And today I'm now that I've made that decision, I'm not so sure. And this is not a new place. This is something that I've gone back and forth with so many times. So then I want to beat myself up for going back and forth, right? Because I have this old story, right? I have this old belief system that once you make a decision, you have to stick with it. And that's your decision, cut and dry. And I've lived my life that way most of my life. And people would tell you that I'm a pretty decisive person and that when I agree to do something, there's no turning back. And I'm in a place now where because I'm shedding all these layers of my ego, because I'm letting go of the story, right? All of the old story that I've attached to that defined who Charlene was, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. So as I'm shedding that part of the thing that doesn't resonate with me anymore is that I'm not allowed to change my mind. But I feel like it's turning into me changing my mind way too much. I don't know how much is too much, but it feels like too much right now. I feel like I just wish that I could have clarity. I could just say, yes, this is what I'm doing and be done and not feel like I'm so back and forth, because this back and forth feeling is making me crazy. And I'm just learning to be okay with it and to just sit with the feeling of feeling crazy. And it's really, really uncomfortable. I'm reading here, Julie's saying, you're doing so great. Thank you, Julie. And April, you're telling me, yes, you're allowed to feel like you have to be inward for a day or so. You can be perfectly happy and energetic and need more time to relax and regroup in your mind and body. Thank you. That is exactly, you're right. I need that. I need those reminders. And something that I'm doing that's really super cool is I if you guys look into human design, I have an astrologist who I see that I absolutely love. She's amazing, Janet Hickox. I can put her information on my in my comments here, but I've been working with her for a lot of years, and she's an absolutely amazing astrologist because she's not super ethereal where everything is all about you have no control in your life. It's all about what the planets are doing. She's really grounded and scientific, and the end result is always that we ultimately have choice. No matter what, human choice rules out anything, whatever energies are going on. We all have a choice, but you learn what energies are going on so you can kind of tell how to interact and engage in the world. But she also does something called human design. And so look up human design. It's absolutely amazing because I don't want to get into the whole thing in this video because that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, I'm working with her. I've hired her to coach me through how to live by my human design. And one of the things about my human design with my profile is I'm what's called a 6-2. That's like my profile number. So I go back and forth between being a 6, which is a role model, to a 2, which is a hermit. So I am a role model hermit. And this isn't something that I choose. It's not like a personality thing. It's like the way I was born and kind of how I came. And so I've found as I've gone through my life, I waffle back and forth between do I want to be the role model or hermit? And it changes on a given day. It can change in the same day. And I'm really trying to learn how to navigate through my world knowing that I'm going to always feel this way of this back and forth of role model hermit. And so I think that I'm kind of slipping into my hermit mode. I know that the weather definitely affects me, but also I go into hermit mode when I'm emotionally processing. And then once I emotionally process, and as a Scorpio, I go so deep, I take it all the way to the depths of the bottom of the ocean is how deeply I process. And so when I do that and I'm processing, hi, Dion. As I'm processing, I take a long time to process. But when I'm done, I've got it, and I am now ready to teach it and share it and give the wisdom that I gained in my processing to the world. And so that's, I think, part of the role model hermit. And so I'm just kind of going into hermit mode because I'm processing some really big stuff. I'm about to make a really big decision that's going to affect my life in a pretty big way. But something that my girlfriend read to me the other day, she was reading something and she said, kind of with the energy that's going on right now, is change your mind often and don't believe everything that you think. And I was like, oh my God. Hi, Renee. That is exactly what I needed to hear because that's how I feel as I'm going through this experience of feeling like a crazy person because I keep changing my mind because this is a big decision. I feel like I'm going crazy. And then I have all these thoughts that keep going through my head. And it's like, don't believe everything that you think. Realize that you may be on the treadmill. You may be in the rabbit, you've gone down the rabbit trail. It's like, okay, how do I exit? What's my exit strategy? So the other thing with my human design is I know that I have what's called gut authority. So splenic and gut authority, which means that when I make a decision, when I need to make a decision, when something is presented before me, I get an instant gut feeling of what to do. And it's either a yes or a no, super clear. As soon as I go into my head and start to weigh out the options, I've lost it. I've lost that intuitive hit of, Charlene, this is exactly what you need to do. And as I've gone through my life, I have been trained out of this. So I've always known that I have that really strong intuitive hit, but because of the way that I grew up and growing up in such an abusive family, you get these instant hits like the danger, this is not okay, this is not safe, but you're just kind of forced to stay in it. So you learn to quiet that down. And so it's kind of the same as if you watch really violent, scary movies, your brain does not know the difference of if your brain doesn't understand that it's a movie screen. Your brain thinks it's really happening. And so our adrenaline pumps up instantly because we're in that fight or flight. That's our body's natural response. When we see something in danger, we naturally do that. I mean, how many times have you been at a movie and you find yourself sweating? Or you're like, for me, if I see heights, my hands and feet sweat instantly. And so as you do that, if you keep watching again and again and again this violence and you train your body to not respond, then eventually you could potentially be in a situation where you're watching somebody be injured or be, attacked, and your natural instinct will not be to respond because you've trained yourself to not respond. Some really amazing stuff that I learned when I was studying about the brain many years ago. And so I was trained in that. I was trained to not react to my gut instinct because of the family that I grew up in. And then I just practiced that. And I became really good at having what I call my poker face. I could be totally offended or affected by something, but I would just smile and nobody would know what I was really feeling or thinking. And so now I'm trying to undo that, shed that, and go, no, I have a gut response. It's an instantaneous gut instinct that I know, bam, yes or no. But there's so many times that I don't act on it. And so this is one of those decisions that I'm trying to remember when it was placed before me, what was my gut instinct of what to do. And as soon as I get in my head, it's over, because I can tell you all of the reasons why I should do it. And I can tell you all of the reasons of why I shouldn't do it. And I will make myself a freaking crazy person going back and forth. So I'm learning, as I'm working with Janet, and learning to remember how it is that I'm supposed to process, remember how it is that I'm supposed to interact in the world, then I'm going to do a much better job at being able to make the right decision for me and not have to then, dig myself out of a hole I put myself in. And so that's what I'm trying to make sure I don't do in this scenario, but I've already gotten in my head and it's over. So I'm trying to get back to a place where I can just have that gut response. Anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. April, you're saying you have to be careful of all you participate in every day. Yes, I agree. And you attract what you experience in your days. Yes. So being super mindful about what it is that you think, being mindful about what you expose yourself to is important. But so where I'm at today is I'm just here. I'm going to do my video, and then I'm going to put my pajamas on. I just actually got into my little storage box, like my winter clothing, and I'm gonna put on my fuzzy flannel fleece pajamas because it's so cold out today and it's August, and I'm I canceled all the plans that I had for the rest of the evening, and I'm gonna curl up and just have my girlfriend come over here, and we'll probably eat some popcorn and drink a glass of wine and sit on the couch and just have a great conversation. I'm looking forward to that. So I'm trying to get out of my head, and I'll tell you guys when I make my decision, and you'll be able to, I'll share it with you and be open about it, but I don't want to share my back and forth process because I don't want you to think I'm nuts. I mean, you can, because I actually am, but I don't need to involve you in my back and forth process. But yeah, so big stuff coming up. Overall, life is so good. It's so good, so good, so good. And it's okay that I feel like fucking shit today. Because it's just real. And on the outside, if you looked at everything on paper, you'd be like, why do you feel bad? You should feel amazing because you have some amazing things going on. And even the decision that I made yesterday that I felt good about would be like, hey, you should feel amazing. But I don't. And I'm okay with that because obviously there's some stuff that I need to process. There's emotions coming in. I know that there's some triggers here happening that are helping me to get clear on what it is that I ultimately want in my life. So that's where I'm at today. How about you? Happy Saturday. I hope that you can go do something fun. Renee says, love the honesty. Yes, good, because I don't know how to be anything else anymore. It's just that's part of the vulnerability experience is just real, raw, honest, and open. That's what I'm signed up for. And Julie, thank you for sharing your truth. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for interacting in this with me and being here with me. I feel like I just got to hang out with some friends and you guys all got to hear me and hold space for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so tomorrow's going to be another day, and who knows how I'll feel. I'll approach it when I'm there. In the meantime, I'm just going to feel where I'm at and be okay with that. So love to you all. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, and connect to your heart. It's all the answers are there. Have a great day.